Hi, it's Andy here at Photech Video, and in today's video we're going to look at what we can do when our model arrives and is wearing something black and we realize that we haven't set up a white backdrop or a white background. As you can see here in my small studio, I have a mid-gray background and my model has turned up wearing a black top, and I want to get a nice contrast between the model and the backdrop, and so I need a white background. Stick around to see how I'm going to do it. Here in the studio with me today we have Noelia, who's going to be our model for this session. Hi Noelia, how are you? Thanks for coming. If you want to know more about Noelia, please check out her Instagram account, which you can see here on the screen. Okay, so as I said before, our model has arrived and she's wearing a black top, and I want to create a contrast between her and the backdrop. But with a mid-gray, it's not going to do very much. So first of all, as always, I want to control the lighting here in my studio. As you know, I have these two video lights here, which are recording the whole of the studio. So you can see me, you can see the set, you can see our model, and we don't want our photo camera to be able to see what our video camera can see. So I have my camera settings at 1/200th of a second at f5.6, and today I'm using 200 ISO as my sensitivity setting. So let's take a photo first to see whether or not we do actually have control over our lighting in the studio. And as you can see, the photo is completely black. This means that yes, we do have control. Now let's add our key light, which is this light here, which is a Neewer Q3 200 watt flash inside an octobox with a grid attached to the front to reduce spill. Okay, so before we take the photo, I want to make sure that the exposure is correct. We're going to be using our light meter today because we need to measure not only the light on our subject's face, but also the light which is going to be coming from behind her. Okay, so I'm going to use my light meter on the side of Noelia's face to see whether or not we're getting the reading which I'm looking for. And the reading I'm looking for is f5.6. So let's give this a try. And at the moment I'm on f4. So I need to increase this a little bit, and I'm just going to take it from 1/8 to 1/4, and now we should be on f5.6. So let's give this a try again. And there we have it. That's an f5.6. Okay, so now Noelia is correctly exposed. In fact, Noelia, can you look towards the light, please? Yeah, just more or less here. Okay, fantastic. And let's give one more try. And there we see that the lit side of Noelia's face is correctly exposed, and then we have that little bit of shadow on the other side. However, it isn't a photo which separates her very much from the background or doesn't create a contrast. She's wearing black and our background is quite a dark shade of grey. So what are we going to do? Well, we're going to do this. Here we have a second light, and this light is another Neewer Q3 200 watt flash, and it has a 7-inch reflector on the front. So I'm putting this just directly behind Noelia, and like that. And I'm going to turn it on, because if I don't turn it on, it's not going to have any effect at all. Okay, and now what we're going to do is turn off our key light and see whether or not our background light is going to create a white background. Hopefully, for most of behind her, we're going to get a pure white blown out background. So I've turned off the key light and I've turned on the background light. And now what we're going to do is, again, we're going to measure the light which we have hitting our subject. But this time what I'm interested in is the light which is hitting the back of Noelia's head, the reflected light which comes from the wall behind her. And I want it to be similar to what the exposure is on her face, because like that, we're not going to have blown out areas of hair. If I keep it at f5.6 or even a little lower, then we'll be able to see the outline of her hair. Okay, so let's give this a try again. Here we go. And again, we have f5.6, as you can see there. So in theory, what we have now is a white background. So now we're going to add in the key light as well, and let's see what the combination of the two lights gives us. So Noelia, if you can look more or less here, please. Okay, and after 3, 1, 2, 3, and there we go. Now, what you can see here flashing on my screen obviously is not the finished photo, so I will also upload a few of these shots which are cropped. I'm not going to edit the photos, but I will crop them so you can see how that white background is looking. So now that we've got the correct exposure on our model and also the correct exposure on our background to get that pure white background, let's take a few photos. So there you have it. We've solved the problem of having only a grey backdrop. Noelia's wearing that black top, and we've converted our grey background into a pure white background using just one flash with a 7-inch standard reflector attached. Now, as I said before, you can see in the images in the camera that not all of the background, not all of that wall is pure white. If you had another flash, and I have lots of other flashes, but I wanted to show you how you could do it yourself by using just one flash behind and one key light without adding extra lights on top of that. So now we're going to take a look at the cropped images so that you can see what they look like now with that pure white backdrop. Okay, and as I said, those images were straight out of camera, just cropped to leave us. You can see there's a bit of vignette around the outsides, but that's not a problem. We have that pure white background directly behind Noelia, and we've got ourselves out of that situation of forgetting to set up our white backdrop. If you wanted to get more of the body in shot with that white background behind us, then you would need to have either a bigger light or maybe two lights, or even moving those lights, instead of being directly behind the subject, moving them off to one side and crossing them like that, and that would make a more uniform pure white background behind the subject. If you have any comments or any questions about this technique that you've seen in this video today, please do leave them in the comment section down below. I always answer your comments and questions, and interacting with my channel is a great way for me to know the kind of content that you would like me to create in future videos. If you liked this video and found it interesting, please click on the like button and share it with any friends, family, or social media groups that you think may also find it interesting. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe to my channel. It's completely free for you, and it helps the channel to grow. And while you're at it, ring on that notification bell to be notified every time a new video drops on my channel. You'll find affiliate links to gear used in the making of this video in the description section down below. If you do decide to purchase something through one of my affiliate links, thank you for supporting the channel. The price to you will be the same, and I will receive a small commission, which will help me to continue creating content for you here on my channel. So all that remains for me to say is thank you, Noelia, for being our model in this session today.
You're welcome.
And if you want to know more about Noelia, please check out her Instagram account, which you can see here on the screen. So until the next time, this is Andy at Photech Video, signing off. Take care and be safe.